Hi there, my name's Brienne from Green Acres Nursery and Supply, and I'm going to start telling you about planting now in fall for your spring bulbs. They're great beginner container gardening, good for any garden. To plant our spring bulbs, we're going to first start with our pot that we're going to use, and then we're going to use potting soil. Potting soil is great because it has good drainage. You don't want soil that holds too much moisture because then the bulbs can rot out. So we want something that has good drainage. If you're going to plant your bulbs in the ground, you want to make sure you have a soil building conditioner or something to allow better drainage in our soil. We're also going to be using bulb food. If you don't have bulb food, you can use Sure Start, but bulb food is specifically made for the bulbs. We are going to use our actual bulbs, some annuals. We also have other tools like a bulb digger that can help you measure where the bulbs can go inside, help you dig the hole. And some gloves, this is gonna get messy. Okay, so before planting our bulbs, we first need to decide which flowers we want to plant. So some things to keep in mind are how tall do the flowers get and what colors do you want to use when planting. So for an example, my hyacinths here are 6 to 8 inches tall. These guys can get 12 to 16 inches tall. These are ranunculus. And these are my narcissus, which can get 16 to 18 inches. So I have some height, I have some medium, and I have some smalls that I'll see within this pot when spring comes around. We can't see them yet, but they're there. Another thing to keep in mind is for plants such as hyacinths or tulips or even my crocus here, you need to refrigerate them for a period before you plant them. It's called wintering. Our winters don't get cold enough for them here. Before planting your bulbs, once you pick out which ones you want to plant, make sure to read the instructions on the card that comes on the package, because that's going to give you the most information to give you the best results. Then you can choose the annuals that you're going to plant on top of the bulbs. So these guys, they're only going to last for a season because they're an annual. So these plants' season is during the fall and the winter. They'll basically be gone by the time spring comes around, so you'll just have a pot full of flowers. Something like my Muehlenbeckia here is an evergreen, so it'll be around all year long. This is my trailing vine, so that's gonna be my spiller. And then I have some violas here, which is gonna be my filler. And then I have some nice Iceland poppies here that are gonna be my thriller. So you need some height, some middle ground, and something to kind of spill over the side. That always looks beautiful. Here I have some Muehlenbeckia, some wire vine, which is beautiful. I have some pansies, some bright colors. They look beautiful. They'll look beautiful all winter long. And I have some nice snapdragons to give me some really good height. All right, now let's get to planting. So when working with bulbs, we do it in layers. So we're gonna start by putting our first layer of soil in about 10 inches from where the top soil line is gonna be. And I say 10 inches because then we're gonna put in bulb food. And bulb food needs to go 1 to 2 inches below where your first bulb is gonna go. So we're gonna go ahead and take some, we're gonna sprinkle it on top, just a light dusting on the top layer. Then we're gonna add some more soil. About 1 inch to 2 inches of a layer. My first bulbs are going to be narcissus or daffodils, and they need to be planted 6 inches below the top soil line. I'm probably going to make a star formation and put 5 of them there. Right in the center. Now we're going to put another layer of soil on top of our bulbs. Alright, so now that we're about 5 inches below the top soil line, I'm going to sprinkle some more of my bulb food on it. 3 inches from the top soil line. So now I'm gonna take my beautiful freesias and put those guys in there. I'm gonna do kind of a ring, just imagining where my narcissus are. I'm going to do a ring around them. The bulbs in the soil, you want to make sure that you're putting them with the heads upward, with the roots going down. If you're not sure which way is up and which way is down, best idea is to put it sideways, because then it at least can find its way upward. It's really good to read the instructions on the bag, because that's going to give you the information to give you the best results. But why I chose these two is the narcissus get 14 to 16 inches tall, and the freesias get 12 to 16 inches tall. So I'll have some tall guys in the center, and I'll have some short guys on the side. So now I'm just putting down another layer. I'm gonna put one more dusting of bulb food. Because I'm at about the depth for my calendula to fit in, I'm gonna go ahead and put him in first. He's got a deeper root system. I might have to dig down for him a little bit, and if I have to do that, I'm just gonna make sure to pull the soil off to the side in case he runs into any of the bulbs down there. The bulbs get pushed off to the side. Now I'm gonna fill in the rest with soil. So I'm gonna leave a little bit of a layer for when I'm planting my annuals, because I want them, it'll kind of lift up the soil line a little bit, and I can always add more soil around them, but I want to make sure they have room to be planted. So now I'm gonna plant in more annuals. I'm gonna start with some Limbekia, is what it's called, or also known as wire vine. I'm just gonna place them about where I think I'll want them to go. I can always move them around. All the plants that I'm using are for full sun. So this is a pot up to go in the full sun. I want my pansies and violas to go. Make sure to walk around your pot before you actually plant things in to make sure it looks good from all sides. Unless you're just facing your pot on one side, then you only have to worry about one side. But if your pot is going to be kind of a 360 view, you want to make sure it looks good on all sides. Now I'm just gonna dig them into the soil, get their roots all nice and cozy again from being pulled out. Alright, now I'm just gonna fill in my holes with a little bit more soil just to top it off and make sure that everything's set in properly. And that's it. Okay, so after you're done planting, don't worry about getting soil all over the flowers, after you wash your hands, you can wipe off the dirt, kind of shake off the dirt very lightly, or when you water it in, some of the dirt will fall off. It's really important that once you're done planting, that you give it a good water, just until water starts coming out of the bottom of your container, just to make sure that they get nice and watered in.